Tell your neighbor, great things happen when Jesus is in the house. That neighbor didn't want to speak to you. Look at one more neighbor and tell them great things happen when Jesus. Ushers, you may be seated. When we think about this particular text today, great things happen when Jesus is in the house. I began to survey your theme, and it says men and women working together. The only way we're able to work together is by following Jesus' command. When we began to look at great things happening when Jesus is in the house, reminds me of my grandmother when she would be in the kitchen by herself. The floor would start to shake. Pots would start to rattle. There was a noise in the kitchen. We began to ask her, what's going on? She said, something on the inside got to moving on the outside. I said, Mom Bessie, who is it? She said, I feel Jesus all over me. I don't know about you today, but it's something special about when Jesus is in the house. Pastor Trim, I don't want to talk about our physical house until we talk about the spiritual house. But the problem I have with the body of Christ is we're looking for Jesus to show up in him.
That's right.
But we first got to get him deep down on the inside. I wish I had some help up in here. Well, these great things happen when Jesus is in the house. Anybody ever had to call on the name of Jesus? Anybody call on him just this week? Anybody call on him just this month? Anybody call on him just this morning? Anybody not ashamed to say he showed up? Did he show out in your life? I don't dare to tell your neighbor, God will show up. Not only will he show up, but then he'll show out. Great things happen when Jesus is in the house. Years ago, theaters and plays, when a person would get sick, someone would ask the question, is there a doctor in the house? The doctor would often say those who were sick are dealing with what we call a medical illness or physical condition. But it could do nothing for the spiritual man. Oh, my brothers and sisters, it's important as doctors are. I know a doctor above all doctors that'll heal your body, that'll make a way out of no way, that'll make you brand new, that'll change your life, that'll change your footsteps, that'll change the way we think. The spiritual and the doctor, who is this doctor? I'm glad you asked. His name is Jesus. He didn't get a degree from Yale, nor did he get a degree from Harvard, actually, but rather he got a degree from everlasting to everlasting. He is the all-powerful God. He's the all-knowing God. He's El Shaddai. He's the rose of Sharon. He's the lily of the valley. He's the bright in the morning star. He's I am that I am. He's my way out of no way, and he's my wheel. And I can call on him right now, and I know he'll show up. Some folks think he just show up at their church. And I'm glad I got a God that'll show up anytime, any place, and anywhere. Have you ever had to call on him anytime, any place, anywhere? I don't care if I'm at Walmart, I still call on the name of Jesus. And I believe you ought to practice what you preach. Start calling on his name. The more you call his name, the better you feel. The better you feel, the more you call his name. And so here in our text reveals that Jesus is in Capernaum. Preaching and teaching. News had spread that Jesus was in the house. Allow me to bother you for a few minutes. My brothers and sisters, we need to be spreading the news that Jesus is in the house. Matthew 28:19 and 20 says, go ye therefore, teaching all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost. The news telling the world that Jesus is in the house. Tell your neighbor, he's in the house. We need to know that Jesus is in the house. People don't come to church for a show. People don't come to church to be seen, but they come to see the Savior. Yeah. I believe I said it one more time. They missed that curve. People don't come to church for a show. Good. You shouldn't come to church to be seen, but you ought to come to church to meet the Savior. Ain't no use in you skipping and hopping and running from place to place, because if you came to see Jesus, he's already here. I wish I had some help. What you mean I couldn't feel it in the morning? I felt it. What you mean I can't feel it? It ain't for you. It ain't for nobody to make you feel it, because if you brought him with you, you will feel it. While we're in the deacon power, too many folk waiting on the prayer team to make them feel Jesus. Waiting on the deacon to pray them up to feel Jesus. Waiting on the preacher to pop them up and preach them up to feel Jesus. But when I woke up early this morning, I had Jesus on my mind. Not down here in Roanoke, but where I come from across town. Some folks say, I didn't feel it this morning. No, you didn't feel it because you didn't bring it. And the problem is, Pastor Dillard, some folk wait to Sunday morning to try to feel it. You can't just be with Jesus on Sunday morning. You got to spend time with the Lord Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that's why you got to spend overtime with the Lord. Because the devil still kills. Come to steal, kill, and to destroy. The devil is still on his mission. And his goal is to distract us and to discourage us. So stop going to church saying, I can't feel it. You can feel him if you want to feel it. But if you wait on the deacons, you wait on the choir, you wait on the prayer team and the preacher to make you feel it, you may not have him in the first place. So can't nobody take my Jesus from me, because anybody got him deep down in your heart? I got him deep down in my heart. See, I came out of Valley Grove, cuz, and that's why I act the way I do, because I came up under deacon power. And so guess what? Did nobody have to make us feel Jesus? We felt him anyway. And so that's why he carried on the way he do. He'll just start hollering all by himself. Because when I think about the goodness of Jesus and all that he's done, I get happy all by myself. Let's deal with this text. The text said that when they could not come nigh. It says again, they entered into Capernaum some days, and it was noise in the house. Let me give you this before I deal with this text. If Jesus is in the house, watch this, great things happen. What you ought to understand, there ought to be some praising. And there ought to be some powerful preaching. There ought to be some praising when Jesus is in the house. But then there ought to be some preaching. But then there ought to be some power in prayer when Jesus is in the house. So it says in the text, straight away, many gathered together in such that there was no room to receive him. Not about the door, and he preached. Y'all saw the preaching right there. Since you want to know, that ain't the point. I just gave it to you. Y'all saw the preaching. There ought to be some powerful preaching. You see in verse number 1, when the noise was there, there ought to be some praises. The Bible said, let everything that have breath praise ye the Lord. You don't come to church to spectate, but you come to church to participate. And so here in the text, it said they could not come nigh unto the prince. They uncovered the roof where he was. My brothers and sisters, faith knows how to get around. Men and women on this men and women day, you got to learn how to put your faith into action. But then before you put your faith into action, you got to put your faith in Jesus. And when you put your faith in Jesus, he'll make all things, and he'll work all things out, because all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord, who are called according to his purpose. It don't take a whole lot of people. It just take a few faithful people. If you take a few faithful people, you can get a job done versus a whole lot of people. I wish I had some help up in this. And there are a whole lot of teams got a whole lot of people, but they ain't got no faithful people. Y'all don't want to hear me up in here. I just told one of our disciples earlier today, I say, you just need to get you a faithful team. Jesus took 12 disciples. Jesus used those 12 disciples, and he got the job done. You think because you stacking the team, you gonna win. But sometimes you got a team full of lazy cowards, people that want to be seen, and you can't even get to Jesus because you got a team. And so you want everybody on your team. Everybody can't on your team. I know you said, get back to it. Watch this. Faith knows how to go around. Tell your neighbor, go around. Faith knows how to go under. Faith knows how to go over. And through all obstacles, faith says, I might not be able to get through the front door. Watch the text. Watch the text. It said, and when they could not now come into the press, they uncovered the roof. Look at it. They couldn't get in the front door. So they started to put their mind together. Men and women, if you're going to be focused, men and women on this Men and Women Day, if you're going to advance the kingdom, you can't think one way. I think I hit something there. I ain't got but 8 more minutes, but I think I hit something there. You got the back, cousin, brother? All right, you got the back, brother? All right, here we go. I hit something there because when we think one way we think is our way, and just because you think it's your way may not be God's way. And the only way we can do it if we do it God's way, because God's way is the right way. I hit something right there. I ain't never scared. Here we go. Because they couldn't get through the front door, cousin Ruth. They had to break down the roof of the foundation. That was a man sick in Capernaum. Sick of the palsy. Y'all still with me? They come now to bring one sick of the palsy to a boy 4. They could not come now, verse number 5, unto the press, but they uncovered the roof where he was, and when they had broken it down, they let the bed down. Watch this. They couldn't get through one way. That's why you got to have a team full of different people. You got to have some people confidence. You got to have some people with some courage. That means some folk that ain't scared. And some folks say, I know we've been doing it this way, but look, let's try it another way. But evidently ain't working this way because we ain't getting that accomplished, so let's try it another way. Them folk, see, people of courage don't mean they bad people. They just agree to disagree. And the problem with the body of Christ, am I helping y'all today? The problem with the church is we think when folk disagree, they going against us. That don't mean they going against you. They may not agree with the idea of the way that you're doing. I wish I had some help. So they had confidence, they had Mr. Courage, but they had to have a trailer. That's one of the nephews. They had to have a Mr. Well, let me see. You got confidence. You got what's that second one I said? You got courage. But then you got to have somebody with some charisma. They can think, and see, this is where we keep messed up in the church. We throw young folks away, but they can think in a way that we can't think. And so when they couldn't get through the front door because we couldn't see but one way. I believe it was a young brother said, let's go on the roof. Because there was another brother sitting at the bottom said, I can't climb the roof. But there was a young brother that said, I'll go up on the roof. Y'all go catch this. I'm going to go home now. There was a brother that was stuck in his way. Say, I ain't going up on the roof. But there was a young brother that said, I will go up on the roof. Because if God be for me, who can be against me? He said, and if I go on the roof, I will lift mine eyes unto the hill, from which cometh my help. Somebody say, all my help. So the young man said, I'm going to go on the roof. But the young man had to have somebody else that go on the roof with him. He took another brother on the roof with him that can spot it. Because you don't need nobody that's going to be weak. They're going to spot you. But you need somebody with some courage. And you need somebody that's going to hold it down. I wish I had some help with it. All right. Pastor Dillard, I promise you I ain't got but 7 more minutes. I'm going to walk this thing and slap it out. Listen, let me tell you something. Watch this, you can power. Listen, because while you holding it, while he holding the bottom of the ladder, Pastor Well, and while he's on the roof, there's going to be somebody saying, you crazy. But you can't get discouraged while you're going up the roof. And the problem with the body of Christ is people stop holding the ladder when they come against people that discourage them. They stop climbing up the ladder when they come against people who they think know the way. I wish I had some help. So you got to have somebody that'll hold you up, that'll say, you can do it. Keep on going up the hill. You go ahead and climb up that roof. We're going to go up there together. I promise you I ain't going to leave. I'm talking about loyal folks. I ain't talking about coward folks that say one thing out they their mouth and do another thing with their heart. I wish I had some help in here. Watch this, watch this. We gotta go, Lady J. Watch this. Faith often throws a curveball. Things don't always work out the way we think they should. But one day we're healthy, the next day we're diagnosed with terrible trouble. One day we